Hey, what's going on, day ones? This podcast is brought to you by a couple of phenomenal sponsors. First up, we got Rose Vogue Stylings. Ladies, are you in the market for a new purse? What about a new swimsuit? What about some earrings? The folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings, they got you covered. Please go to rosevoguestyling.com. And while you're on the website, please enter in that promo code late night. You want to make sure you're getting all of those amazing discounts. Also, if you are in the market for a lovely timepiece such as the one that I am wearing, please go to blackwatches.com. That is BLAK watches.com and enter in that promo code late night W Nate to get another fantastic discount off of quality timepieces. Again, thank you to the folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings and those at Black Watches. Now to the show. Boogie! Had to make sure I turned my mic down. Didn't want to blow your speakers out. We are back for another dope episode of Fair Late Night Podcast that we sometimes shoot during the day. I'm Nate Galloway.
And I'm Adrian Brandyberg.
This is Late Night with Nate and Adrian. Can't forget the bombs. Boogie! Shout out to the day ones. Like, subscribe on all your podcast platforms. I'm taking a little bit off of the boogie because, I rarely go back and listen to episodes of the pod. I went back and listened. And I was like, oh my God. Kind of blew my ears out. So that means I probably blew out your ears and the day one's ears. So I'm taking a little bit of bass out of that. Boogie! But how you doing?
Wait, you rarely go back to listen? I listen to this podcast all the time, partly because I do all the editing.
I was going to say. Give the DJ some. You being the editor, I'm sure you do listen. It's kind of like watching stand-up clips. I don't like hearing myself or seeing it.
That's fair.
So I'm like, I don't want to. But every so often, I will go back and I'm like, oh, that was a very good point. You are very funny. Book is funny too. Everybody, this is an amazing podcast.
You ain't gotta do all that. I appreciate it. Focus on self. You ain't had to add me in this motherfucker.
I'm all about the team, man. I am a team player, so that's what it's all about. But yeah, that's really the only reason why I'm just kind of like, I just don't like hearing myself.
Gotcha.
Okay, so outside of the editing, sorry, would you listen, or is it just like, are you one of those people like, do you like hearing yourself? Are you? I don't care.
I'm not a fan of hearing myself, but when it comes to certain things, as far as like podcasting, or if I had, if I guessed, if I was on a guest, if I was a guest for a podcast or an interview or whatnot, I'll go back to and listen to whatever I had to say just to confirm some of my points. So I could be like, did I say that? Let me make sure I said that, because I wanted to make sure I got that across. Like, I'll go back and revisit just to hear that. But when it comes to,
you go back and be like, oh, Adrian, you a bad girl. Like, yeah, you did say that. You did say that. Yeah. You was cooking. Let her cook.
No, I will say, I don't usually, which you should be overconfident. Always make sure that you're the biggest fan. You're your biggest fan for sure. But when it comes to like stand up and stuff, when I rewatch myself, even though you should rewatch, it's just like film with sports. You got to rewatch yourself to see what you need to improve on. And that's what you have to tell yourself. But when I watch stand up, I'll be like, I can't.
It's the ultimate cringe factor. It's like, oh, they be laughing. And I'm like, oh, thank God. But I'm still just like, oh man, it's weird. So you think Denzel goes back watching his movies? You think he
hell no.
Let's put on Training Day? I really killed him right there.
Heck no. I remember hearing about Denzel. He said, I tried to take one acting class and I walked the hell out of there.
These
I
niggas
was
don't know
done.
shit.
He said I was done for it, which respect, man, because all you doing is really embodying a character and being your best self in said character. That's it.
Acting classes are fun, but at the same time, I
I
get
know.
why
Yeah.
he walked out. There's a lot of AEIO, yeah, and you're just like, how is this gonna help me sell drugs on the screen? You know, it's like have me up here singing onomatopoeia, and it's like,
He said, "How is this gonna help me sling some rocks?"
what's my motivation? I don't know
Uh,
because they had me AE. I was like, I took one in college and it was summer semester, and I was like, oh, so we're not going to learn anything this semester.
I've taken a handful of acting classes, and a number of people have asked me like, why don't you take classes to really, really gain and invest in, in your work.
Like,
I think ah! Ah! No,
that's what you tell them.
honestly, I think my reps in auditioning as
Oh,
well as getting booked.
the reps.
Oh,
see,
all
see,
right.
that's what you got to tell. That's what you got to tell them. Because my reps handle all that.
No, I'm just saying, but that's what it is. And then I also asked for critique, for criticism from my
Smart.
agents. So because first off, I want them to be honest. Like if you tell me like, "Hey, yo, stop overacting," like that helps me. Like I did I get a quite a few like spokesperson auditions where I have to look straight to camera and read off of a teleprompter. And during one of the gigs that I did that I actually booked, the guy was like, "All right, the first time you read it, you just had to read it through to get it through your brain. Now start acting." You know what I mean?
It's like you're reading too much.
He's like, no, they'll sound like a real person at this point. And I was like,
Speed,
all right.
spot, run as he.
And yo, I was like, hey, my man, you ain't gotta tell folks out loud, but also like respect. Like that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to
I
hear.
don't
So
think people understand how difficult it is to read off a teleprompter.
yeah,
Like you could be the most talented person in the world, but
yeah,
unless you've actually been trained or done it a couple times, and you know what's crazy too?
yeah.
Sometimes I think the people running the prompts are assholes because like
Because they be
who the
speeding it
hell?
up or slowing it down.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
who the hell you think? Like bro, like you're moving it entirely too fast,
yeah,
or when it's too slow, it makes you look like you're slow.
yeah.
It's like look, bro, like I'm not delayed or anything. Like, why? What's going
Yeah.
on here?
Yeah, no, there's definitely been a handful of times where I had to tell them like, "Hey, do you mind just speeding it up just a tad so I can
Just a little bit.
just so I can get through it and sound like a real person, because there's
You'll be
only so
sitting
much
there, and they
improv you
don't.
could do.
You'll be sitting there, and they don't see your hands, and you'll be like, "Speed it
Yeah.
up, my guy."
No, but just to reel it back, I try to listen to myself when it comes to other things outside of stand up. Stand up for some reason I just can't. So
It's hard. It's hard. It's also the visual because I think you're critiquing so many things from like,
yeah,
are my hands in my pocket? What's my
yeah,
body language? Did I rush? And you're
yeah,
also listening to the crowd. So
yeah.
it's a science. So for all of you who are like, you know what, stand up is so easy. It's a science.
I tell them to go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I no longer tell people the ins and outs. It's just like let me know how it went.
Yeah,
Let me
you
know.
do too. You too nice. See,
I
people
am.
stopped asking. People stopped asking me a long time ago. I remember a cousin asked me, and he was just like, "Adrian, I'm trying to get in stand up just like you. you got any pointers and tips? I was like, just go up there.
Do it. That's Adrian. Go ahead, nigga. Get the bike. Line up.
I said, let's go up there.
But you know what's crazy though? I don't know if we talked about this on the pod or not, but one of the homies, he told me, he was like, you are the most, did you check Google ass nigga in the world? It's like, you don't really ever, it's like you help, but your help is like, go to Google, go to Google, go to Google. And I was like, Adrian's right. I'm too nice. So that's where I was not being so nice. It's like, Google it. Google it. Google's your friend. We come from the Ask Jeeves era where it was like, why am I asking you? I got Jeeves. So it's like, go to Google. And then when you're at Google, just make sure you check like 3 or 4 sources. And if they all line up, that's your answer. Like, and if you don't find anything on Google, then hit me up and I'll be like, okay, here's what you do.
Yeah, you know? that is funny. Us millennials, we are of the times of when Spark Notes and Ask Jeeves was just running rampant. Now people are literally listening to other people online and taking their word for it.
It makes no sense. It's like y'all don't even try to research anything. This has got to be like old English teachers, professors. They got to be like pulling their hair out. It's just like, no one researches anything anymore. Right. See, I told you when you were trying to skip out on that paper. Like these are those things where I'm like, God damn, they were right about some of these things.
Y'all don't remember the what is it, MLA and APA?
Oh my God. I barely remember that. It was just you got a double space here, and you got to have 12-point font, and
you got to have 3 resources to ensure that you can put it on your paper. Because they're not checking. First of all, they are not checking the validity or the reliability of your sources, but they want you to do that shit.
Ask a kid now what a bibliography is, and it will probably blow their fucking brains out. Like, bibliography, is that? They gonna say like ChatGPT, AI. That's the bibliography now.
Yeah, unless you are actually going for like graduate degrees or your doctorate, PhD, thesis, law school, you not back in
citing those sources. Right. Wiki. You know, like, what are we doing here?
Oh shit. Yeah, you're not. You are not.
And honestly, do I really care that you are not citing sources on the history of fucking apples? I don't care, bro. It's like Granny Smith, Apple Crisp. It's like, who cares where you got these sources from? Do you like apples? Yes or no? And you told me you did. I don't care that you was like Johnny Appleseed back in the. Who cares? They're apples.
Yeah.
Now, if you over here splitting atoms, maybe you need to, cite some sources on these nuclear bombs that you over here creating or whatever you're doing. You know, like, come on, my guy.
Because NASA and security, national security is coming after you. So.
You know, but as we keep this thing rolling, we derailed here already. So it's going to tell you what type of episode this is going to be. But how you been? How's your week?
I've been good. My week's been pretty decent. You know, I'm still on I'm still on my student vibe right now. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very disciplined. I told you that through text. I was like, I got to commend you on the discipline.
Not really, but I'm disciplined to an extent. I can go harder. I woke up earlier, 2 hours earlier this morning, did about an hour and a half of work. So I need to push a little bit more. And, I was asked the other day, like, are you adding more? Are you doing more, pushing yourself more because, you are older in age, you are
ticking, huh?
Right. You are older in age, you're 36, you're not in school no more. When the last time you been in school studying and stuff, you grasp concepts so much easier. Like, is that why you're adding more time to your studies now? And I'm like, nah.
Just want to be smarter. Just want to learn.
Yeah. People forget, like, and maybe this was just me. When I was in college, I studied one time and I was like, hope for the best. And that was
Flying by the
it.
seat of my pants here.
Yeah, but
ABC. Gotta
right,
be one of those.
I'm not doing that anymore. Because first off, I'm not paying for any of this. This is all my job, and that is what's honestly motivating me. I do not want to take this exam, and they'd be like, "So we paid all this for you to not pass this
To
shit?"
get a 75.
Yeah, I'm not doing this no more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double down and make sure
Yeah.
I know this information, just so I can eventually leave this particular job that's paying for
That's
this.
hey man, that's the best way to do it, man.
So yeah, that's it. So yeah, I'm definitely on my studious college days for sure, but on a different level. Like I'm on my grown folks like college days where later in life students when you used to go in class you'd be like, who is this old
That's
head?
you. You the old head.
I'm the old head. I'm the old head in this
You
mofo.
know them
So
niggas have came. They have already written your bio in their mind. They're like, let's see, is she a single mother?
right,
Is she going back for her MBA? What is she
right,
here for?
right, exactly. No, nigga,
So let me ask you
not.
this question.
Yeah.
So is it true? Because I know when we were in school, the old niggas was like, this shit sucks. So is it really like that when you go back in your older years? Is it like the learning curve is really that much different, or is it because you kind of grew up through not kind of, but you did grow up through technology and stuff, and you were fairly new to the changes in college? Is it still somewhat easy
This
for you,
this is
or
easy, especially because first of all, these concepts are actually interesting, and
that helps?
it this helps tremendously. Nah, we ain't that old. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I want to make sure that's abundantly clear in this mofo. Like, I'm old, but I ain't that old. Like,
Yeah, I feel
we
like the people in my undergrad classes, I was like, yeah, y'all are. They weren't in their 30s. I feel like they were probably like in their 40s or 50s, and it was like, so I
oh,
could
okay.
see why
Yeah,
the gap would
the
be there.
struggle is real. No.
So
Yeah.
are you like these youngins are wild, or have you not got to that point yet? Is it like what's the age gaps between you and some of
Nah,
the
because
people in there?
honestly, I will say there's a lot of older people in my class.
Okay.
And dare I say, this is one lady, she got an old ass name. I don't know. Like, it's like Barbara. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
yeah, that's pretty old. Not many
yeah,
barbs out here now.
yeah,
After
yeah,
a certain time frame, you can honestly certain people's names you can tell. Oh, you was born. Ain't many of y'all left.
yeah. She got
It's
a soft,
Edna's.
slow, spoken voice. So yeah, but yeah, I would say there's actually more older people in my class than
Okay,
younger people.
that's
Young,
dope.
yeah. So I'm definitely mid. I'm in the
Okay,
mid range in this mofo. If
okay,
the median. So, but I I will say once you start studying, you start to realize in order for you to be successful in this class, this shit gotta consume you.
oh
So
yeah.
I know a lot of my friends and family are gonna be tired of me for the next 2.5 months because this is all I'm gonna be talking about.
They're like, she has fell into the books.
Yeah.
They're like, so Adrian, did you see the game? I didn't, but on page 73, the Pythagorean theorem.
This man, no, that's how far removed you are from school. You hit him with the Pythagorean theorem, but no. I'm cool. I'm chilling.
Pythagorean theorem.
There you go.
Py-
Pythagorean theorem.
Pythagorean theorem. Yeah. So yeah, outside of that, I'm chilling. I am catching up with my friends as much as possible.
Okay.
Um,
So you still have a
yeah,
life. That's cool. You managed to
yeah,
you're balancing the work, the studying, the friends. That's
yeah.
dope. The podcast. I see you out here.
You know what I'm saying? All you gotta be able to keep doing it. I gotta live my life. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Still gotta be out here. Gotta show people I'm still here.
she's like, I'm still out on these cobblestones, baby. Twinkle,
Yeah.
twinkle.
How you feeling? How's your week been?
It's been cool, man. It has been cool, but also filled with just like I don't know what to do with myself. Um, my mom and dad went on a cruise for like 7 days. You know,
What is with cruises?
I don't know. I
Old
don't know.
people and cruises. I
They
don't
love the
know.
water, man. They love to be on the high seas so
Mm,
much to the point. My aunt and uncle, because they cruise like twice a year, and I'm like, where do y'all old niggas be getting this money from?
mm.
Um,
But
but my aunt,
cruises are inexpensive. So,
not these cruises.
oh, okay. All
They
right.
ain't
All
going
right.
on they not going on the cruises like us will go us youngins who might be considered brokies would be going on.
Oh,
They're
okay.
going on those ones where it's like, so the times that y'all say y'all don't have money, y'all really do got money. You know,
Uh,
those are the type of cruises to the point where my aunt was like, dang girl, we ain't even been on that cruise ship yet. That's a brand new one. That one just came out. To the point where I'm like,
not them comparing cruises.
you literally like y'all have so much time on y'all hands where y'all are like, I only want to be on cruise liners that just hit the water. Like, what is going on here? But it was like I talked to my mom like every day. We got that type of relationship. And
Nice.
of course, since I talk to my mom every day, that means I talk to my dad every day because he's in the background. You know, he's always yelling something. Will not answer his phone when I call him.
Tell Nate that I got a question about
I sent him a text. But when I call him, I was like, he won't pick up his phone. But then he's like, why you always call your mom's phone? Because you don't answer yours. And I know you're sitting right beside her. That's why do we have to play this back and forth, my guy?
he be looking at his phone. He be like,
He does.
I'm not
My
gonna do.
brother has called him and I have been there. I'm like, you're not going to answer that? No, he's only going to call your mama's phone. I'm like, but he's calling you. So that means he wants to ask you something. And then when my brother calls, where's dad at? I got to ask him a question. I was like, nigga, why do you make us go through this?
Huh? He got a question to ask me? All right, well, tell him to call me.
Then it's like, the boys don't call me. And it's like, nigga. but they're on this cruise. And I'm like, oh, I want to call them. But I'm like, damn it. They're on the fucking high seas.
Yeah.
And now I'm just lost. You know that meme of like the Netflix Pablo Escobar where he in the pool,
Oh,
he's sitting by
yeah.
himself.
Yep.
That was me. I'm like, who am I going to talk to while I walk through the aisles aimlessly of Sam's and Walmart? Who am I going to talk to? Normally, I'm talking to my mom, killing time. It's like, did you see this? Did you see this? The game. So it was just a week of just like loneliness and despair. I was like, ah.
Aw.
Then they came back and I had to guilt trip them. I was like, you niggas better not ever go on cruise that long ever again. Like retirees get on my nerves. Like, how dare you guys go out here and live y'all lives? How dare y'all? Like, come on.
I do appreciate the fact that my mom still works because I will say she does call me and she be like, it's been 3 weeks. Why have I not heard from you? I'm gonna need you to at least let me hear your voice. I was like, oh, you mean the same voice that you hear in your ear right now? Because we sound exactly alike. She's
And
like,
y'all look
yes.
alike too. It's like, goddamn.
Yes,
Like,
we do.
if you were ever going to fake an ID to get into a club, you could have just took your mom's. It'd been like, face card, never decline.
Never decline. Yeah.
So that was a part of the week. I went out, I voted early. You know, I've been holding on to this stick. I was like, yes, because you know people don't believe you unless you keep a sticker. You got to post it. I can't just tell you I voted because it's like, did you really? Yeah. So I went out there, did my civic duty, all that good stuff.
I haven't voted yet. I'm gonna vote on the actual day.
Ooh, go early.
I'm going so early, and I blocked out time during the day because my job, as well as other jobs, are like, please go vote. Take the time.
It was a line. It wasn't necessarily a line, but then as I was there moving, then it started to pick up, and I was like, yeah. So go, do your thing, exercise your right on the vote. I don't. This is not for you, but for just in general listeners or whatever.
Sure.
It's like I don't care who you vote for, just exercise your right. Go do your thing. I mean, I do care, but it's just like,
you too nice. See, didn't I just say this earlier? You too nice. Nigga, I care who you vote for. And I also, this is one more thing.
I mean, I care, but I wasn't trying to. But my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say, and if you don't vote, don't come to me talking about any of this stuff if you're not able to actually take an hour out of your day to go vote. Don't talk to me. I
You
don't. I
beat me
don't.
to it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Because I was gonna follow that up with my nicest. I was gonna be like, yeah, if as Boogie says, yeah, I am a very nice guy. But as she said, if you're one of those people who's like, I don't vote, my vote doesn't count, then I don't want to hear a goddamn thing
Don't want to hear it.
out of your mouth, no matter what side you chose for. If you at least voted, I could be like, okay, did you vote? Yeah, okay, let's have a little conversation with her. But if you're one of these people who didn't, I don't care. And also, if you are one of these black people
Mm,
who's
mm,
out here who
mm,
is
mm, mm.
deciding that you are planting that flag, Team MAGA or any of these things, just know there's a mental Rolodex going on here, and just know you're very goofy. And no matter who wins, your goofiness will not be forgotten. And I personally can't speak for Boogie, but I don't like coons. And I can't hang around coons. I can't associate with you coons. Don't want to get money with you coons. I don't want to break bread with you coons. I don't want to do nothing with you coons. That's all I'm going to say in that regard.
Talk your shit.
So there's people's catalogs I have gotten rid of. There's people who it's almost like I'm happy you said these things, but at the same time, I'm not happy because it's like I don't necessarily need to know any of these things.
Yeah.
But if you because I had a discussion with some people and they were like, well, not all Republicans are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm not talking about I'm talking about those MAGA dickheads because there's a huge difference between MAGA dickheads and Republicans. And a lot of Republicans do not side with fucking MAGA. There's a huge differences. And that conversation of, well, black people used to be Republicans back in the day. Not the same Republican Party, you simpletons. I need you guys to pull your heads out your asses and actually open up a book and do some research into what the parties are before you get out here and grandstand and be like, well, black people voted for Republicans. Shut your stupid asses up. If your vote is on the side of racism, I just can't kick it with you, bro.
That's it.
Or sis. I can't, we can't be cool. Like,
Yeah.
that's just not.
This particular party is a little bit different than the parties that we're accustomed to go back and forth with. Yeah. So this is
Like,
these are blatant responses in issues that everyone should take notice that a lot of the times this particular person has made it abundantly clear how he feels about certain issues, but for some reason people either don't want to believe it or they have this story of what or this fantasy, I should say, of what he'll do in order to fix the economy or their lives right now. That
it's
is
almost like
so
people
wrong.
don't do
Yeah.
history at all because it's
No,
like, oh, the economy was better. That was Obama's economy.
that was Obama.
Um,
Obama had to check a couple people. He was
you
like,
know,
don't get it twisted.
that was mine.
That stimulus check y'all so-called raving about, that was me.
It's just like some of these things. I'm just like,
Yeah.
man, I don't want to kick it with y'all. I don't want to do any of
Yeah.
these things with y'all.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and back to the point at hand, like I said, just exercise your right, man, your civil duty. I
Yeah,
think
absolutely.
the part that really irritates me is the amount of black people that died just so you can
Oof.
sit your bum ass at home and not
And
want to
not
vote.
vote. Yeah.
So it's like that to me is like a huge disservice to all of the ancestors. Again, I don't necessarily care what side you fucking vote for.
Yeah.
Exercise that fucking
Get your
right.
ass up and go vote.
Because
Yeah.
again, people died, and I don't want to. It wasn't just black people. There's a lot of white people that died because they were fighting for the cause for your
Yeah.
black ass to vote too.
Yeah.
So again, it's like, bro, exercise your civil duty to go out here and do your thing, man. That's all I'm
I
saying.
remember being
All I'm saying.
excited as hell, being 18 and being like, my God, I can go vote. I can go vote now.
I agree. It was definitely something where I was like, I'm very excited to do this. I also understand why people feel disenfranchised. So I don't want to be that talking head who's like, I don't get why you don't vote. I understand it. Like I get it. I understand you feel like you're not heard, but
Sure.
this is not the time to do that. This is also why you have to also vote in your local elections too,
Yeah.
because that affects you on levels
More more closely.
that don't affect you outside of who's sitting in that fucking White House. But
Yeah.
also that affects Senate, because truth behold, the Senate are the people who are really controlling everything.
Not gonna really get into
You
the nitty
know,
gritty. Not trying to really get into it.
those
You
are
know
the
what I'm
people who
saying?
control the purse strings as to why your school doesn't have books or why you don't have food in your neighborhoods and things. It's like, come on, y'all. Like, let's.
What I was gonna say, it was this black heavyset uh student that went on national television. He was like, I guess got people just don't understand basic civics, guys. You
They
guys just
don't.
you guys don't
That's the
know
part that's crazy. It's
basic
like
civics.
civics,
Yeah,
economics, any of those
yeah.
things that were as like these are things you really should be paying attention to in high school. None of people pay attention to that stuff. You know, it's just like, come on, man, what are we doing? But
Yeah.
again, I just want everybody to again exercise your vote. Also protect yourself because things are getting kind of crazy out here. They blowing up voting boxes. They threatening people in lines with machetes and all types of stuff. So just protect yourself. Do what you got to do to get your voice heard. You
Oh, they gonna hear my voice.
know, it's Also when I think about these things, I had a funny conversation. It's like they're all gangs. It's one big gang versus another big gang. And when I was like, you know what? Red, blue, Bloods, Crips. I was like, they really are. But
Yeah.
also, Sam's Club, Costco, red,
Yeah.
blue. It's
Yeah.
like, what are we doing over here? Like,
Yeah.
we're
It's
choosing gang
all it's
colors.
all it's all meant to literally brainwash and get into your psyche. All of these colors, they actually done the research and consumer insights where they're like, people really like this because of this. So
Totally random. Do you think like when Bloods go to Costco, is it like
wow.
Bosco?
No, no,
Like,
no.
is that what we calling it? Because it's still
uh
red. So they like we can't go to Sam's Club because is that or is it Sam's Blood? Like, because they
oh
blue.
god.
Like, is
Uh
that? I'm really intrigued by that because they be
I don't know, and
changing.
don't ask me because I am not from them streets.
Boogie said, "I'm a civilian."
I don't know. No, I wear neutral when I go out.
Civilian it is, but that's pretty much what my week has been. It's been chill. Halloween was the other day, which was
Yep.
kind of crazy, uh, because there was a dude in Walmart who was just bothering people, and y'all have heard the backstory about me at Halloween. Never really got to celebrate. Christian kid, most of us Harvest Fest, those types of things. But I didn't really like Halloween because you don't know who's in the costume or the mask. Like it's weirdos out here, and more so now they've
Mm,
gotten weirder.
mm,
And dude was being the Joker, just bothering people, and people were like, "Yo, bro, can you just move along or whatever?" Babies are crying, and I'm like, "Why do you get a kick out of scaring children?"
mm,
Buddy moves along. He sees me and another brother, and you know how black people we talk in code. It's just universal
mm-hmm,
language.
mm-hmm,
Me and Buddy was, we was looking at each other like, if we gotta go, I got you, you got me, or whatever. And Buddy came to both of us. You want to joke around? And it was just like, I don't. And just kind of hit you with that look of like, I really only came in here for two things, and messing around with you is not on my list of things to do, you know. And we kind of gave him that look, and he moved around, and I was like, thank God, because I really would hate to have to whoop your ass by this can of peaches. Because it's like, bro, stop fucking with people. Like, y'all gotta stop messing with people in these stores for your content or just out of your mere thrill of getting your rocks off, because you're gonna come up on the wrong and or the right person, and they're gonna beat you down on your videotape. And I hope you post that. I hope you post, watch me get my ass kicked in Walmart or whatever. So that was the tail end of Halloween for me. And I was like, let me get up out this store
it sounds like a
because
grind.
I mean, it kind of does roll into my grinding of the gears.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Because Halloween did just pass. Those people who were just like, "Hey, it's Christmas," I cannot stand those people. For those of you who are listening, Boogie threw up a picture of Bob's Burger where Linda is like, "Oh, hey, everybody, look at the tree." And Bob was like, "It's the day after Halloween, Lynn." Like those people, what is going on? How y'all just gonna skip dressing? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Y'all don't skip 4th of July. I mean, maybe we do because black people and Juneteenth. But what's another holiday? Y'all don't, what's a holiday? Everybody, what's the
Labor
one in
Day,
September? Yeah, y'all don't
Memorial
skip Labor
Day.
Day. Y'all don't skip Labor Day. Y'all take that day off. Y'all don't be skipping that holiday right after other barbecue holidays. So why are we skipping Thanksgiving? Why are we skipping Black Friday? Why are we skipping all these holidays? Come on, cut it out. Cut it out, y'all. Cut it out. We don't go October, December. It goes October, November, December. Come on, y'all.
Oh God.
Have some patience. Mariah Carey can thaw out. Like, okay, Black Friday. That's when I should be hearing All I Want for Christmas. That's when I should be seeing Mariah Carey commercials. I should not be seeing Mariah Carey commercials November 1st.
But you will, because
I've already
I'm
seen
sure. I was just about to say, Mariah is already starting up.
I've already seen 2, and I'm just like, here we go. It's like what is it? Back to school time.
Yeah.
They start putting the stuff out in May. It's like every year it just earlier and earlier. So next year, Mariah Carey, we're gonna see her in September. It's time. It's like it's Labor Day, So I just want to put y'all on notice. It's almost time, But
oh God.
anyways, let's get to some good stuff that has been going on in the community.
I'm tipping my hat.
Boogie. Who you tipping your hat to? This one.
I'm tipping my hat to. I had to pull it out. Give me a second. Sorry, that's what he said. That's what he said. Sorry about that.
I was about to hit the applause there. I was like, right, well, that's what he said.
That's what happens. No, I'm tipping my hat to the youngest boy, 14-year-old young adult. I don't know why they call him boy. That man is a young adult.
He's a tween.
History, making history as the youngest freshman at Copen State University. Shout out to the freshman West Muhammad. He recently walked into the campus for his freshman year of college. 14 years old. He said, "I've always wanted to go to college and be on campus and have that experience that I've seen on TV and have read the books." Listen, first of all, for those that are listening, I have a picture up of said tween, and my God, have 14-year-olds gotten younger. They look younger. This boy does not look 14 at all. And then there's a video that I found, and I guess he got a little cut. He got a little
swag.
And he put he got a bow tie on, and
yeah. I mean, he's Muslim. You heard the last name.
Yeah. He got his bean pies in his backpack. But my God, he looks like, honestly, he looks like he's 10 years old, but he's 14. So shout out to him for really doing the damn thing. When he was 13, he really was. When he was 13, he made it a point to be an example for other kids and 15-year-olds that are inspiring, that wants to do things outside of the norm. And, he just kept going. He was a smart man, and he's going to keep going. And he also said he wants to be an engineer. So this is what we need. We need more people like that. So shout out to Mr. West.
To that young brother. You know what he did? His parents was like, you know what? We got to find some good educational TV, something for him to look up to. They put on Smart Guy. That's what happened. The little nigga was watching Smart Guy, and look at it. He was like, I want to be like TJ Henderson. And boom, the next Smart Guy. I love that.
Yeah.
This is dope. Also, if I am in any of his classes, I'm like, you're 14, and I am 21, and this man's kicking my ass. So you gonna be my little study buddy. Like, let's figure this out. Like, I will buy you Roblox. What do 14-year-olds like? I'll put some money on your little gaming books if you help me pass this test.
Yeah, he started reading when he was, by the time he was 3, and he started first grade at 4. I just want to throw that out there. He was homeschooled. For some reason, homeschool kids are out here like killing it. It's either one way. Yeah, that's it.
I know this because I was a homeschool child for a nice portion of my life.
That's word? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I homeschooled. That's why I have I'm one of those homeschool kids that didn't like it. I have strong opinions about it.
Okay.
Some of those kids are weirdos.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was either extreme. It's either you're cool and smart, or you are.
If you don't socialize them, you got to be socialized. There were aspects of that I feel like I did miss out on.
Yeah,
and my parents did try their best to socialize us, and it was really, but the kids they socialized us with were just really on that super weird end of the spectrum. So it's just like, I don't really want to hang out with them kids no more. So it's just,
that's fair.
And you have to have accredited curriculums. I know a lot of kids who had to be placed back years because their parents did not go through accredited homeschool programs. Dang. And it's like, you think you're about to graduate, and it's like, nah, my boy, the state is like, you in the 10th grade. So
he was homeschooled for a bit, and then he also attended both private and public. So they gave him a good mixture so he can really excel. So shout out to West Muhammad. So
that's dope. Yeah. Love that for that young gentleman.
Who do you have for your tipping?
I'm tipping to Eastside Golf. They have created a HBCU invite-only tournament for the golf teams on HBCU campuses. It is a dope thing. As y'all know, HBCUs are severely underfunded. A lot of the golf programs are that. And also I want to shout out to Tim O'Neill. This brother won his first professional PGA tournament. Nice. He came up short numerous occasions, but finally got that first dub. Shout out to him. I set a goal for myself. By the time I'm 40, I said I wanted to start competing in pro-am tournaments for golf. So I'm out here working on my swing, trying to do my thing. So hopefully. So what? Who? Me?
You? Oh, you personally? Oh,
me.
I thought
me. I should have gone for myself.
Oh, okay. I thought you were reading a quote from your.
No. I'm saying me. Like for me, I'm 37 now, so the goal for me is by the time I'm 40, hopefully my game will be good enough so I can enter some of these tournaments.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey,
you gotta have hobbies out here. I don't want to be like those comics who all they do is comedy. You gotta have some outlets outside of the things that you do professionally. So that's what I want to do. So tip my hat to them. Also, a quick honorable mention on the tipping of the hat.
Naturally,
Taco Bell. They answered our effing prayers, Boogie. I know you was like, guys, please bring back the apple empanada. Please bring back the tostada. Please bring back the gordita. Please bring back the Mexi melt and whatever that other little burrito thing is. They listened. They brought the nostalgia menu back, Boogie. Halloween, it came back. And of course, Boogie, ask me, Nate, did you go? Ask me, Boogie.
We know you went, but Nate, did you go?
Yes, Boogie. Yes. Why are we asking questions that we all know the answer to? Yes. God. I went to Taco Bell because, in college, I knocked back several Mexican melts. Some drunk nights, some sober nights. Mexican melts paved the way for your boy. That's how I got to be this size. The Mexican melt. So I was like, you know what? Let's throw it back. Let's see if these things are still hitting. So of course there was a long ass line, and I was like, everybody else must be high like me, and they must want Mexican melts as well. So of course, give me a little tostada. I was like, oh, pretty good. Still ass like they were back in the day, but I was like, I was expecting that. Go up there. I was like, you know what? Let me get 5 Mexi melts. I get to the window. My boy was like, you like the Mexi melts, don't you? And that's when I started to recontemplate everything. I was like, oh my God, did I order too many? Because he was like, 5, huh? And I was like, yeah, kind of knocked him back in college. He was like, since you like him so much, you could have just got a cheesy roll up at Pico at Beef. And I was like, what? Never thought about that. But I have actually thought about that because I've asked in the past and they were like, no substitutions. And I'm like, but everything is right there. I'm not really substituting anything. You just adding. It's not a substitution. I'm not subtracting anything. We're adding. We're not subtracting. How's it a substitution when you adding? Don't know. But I was like, whatever. Ate these Mexi Melts and Boogie. Oh my gosh, the nostalgia factor. It was amazing. They were so good. And then at 5 a.m., my stomach woke me up and it was like, this is why you need Mexi Melts anymore, bro. That was the worst stomach ache of my life, but it was well worth it. And I was like, I appreciate this. So those are my tipping of the hats. Let's keep this thing on rolling. You guys know what time it is. And it's time for news you can or can't use. A quick update. Make sure you say her name. The ex-Louisville officer, don't know his name because it doesn't fucking matter, has been found guilty of excessive force in the death of Breonna Taylor. I'm sure a lot of you have been aware of the case. First trial, he was, what was it? He's found innocent, I'm not mistaken, or it was a hung jury, one of them. But they decided to reopen the case, and he's been found guilty. Guilty. As he should have been the first time.
Yep.
So definitely happy that happened. I'm sure there's some type of closure, at least to the case for her family.
For sure.
And even though this case is closed, we will still continue to say her name.
Absolutely.
So rest in power, Breonna Taylor. All right. First time I'm going to lose you can or can't use. We have talked about this in the past. Statues. Do they get them right? Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. Dwayne Wade, had a statue unveiled a few days ago and has caused quite the stir online to the point where pretty much all of us were like, that ain't you, bruh. That is not you. Caused so much of a kerfuffle online to the point where D Wade came out and said, it don't need to look like me, which further made a lot of us go, thought that's what statues were supposed to look like. These got a little bit more interesting because he actually posted pictures of the process because all of us were like, this couldn't have happened. D Wade, what? This is all on the artist. Nah, he signed off on this. And Boogie, what says you?
I am absolutely having the time of my life looking at all of these wonderful memes, images that everyone's imposing this statue on. Now, I understand Dwayne trying to save face for the Miami organization. I get it. He cannot publicly say out loud to folks, yeah, I ain't like that shit. That shit don't look like me. He definitely jokingly said at the ceremony, "Who is this guy? Who's that? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Who is this guy?" For Dwayne Wade to be the first team to give Miami their first championship, you didn't put in or source the best statue sculptor person. Honestly, they felt like we need someone. They just went. They went to the corner. They went to the corners, and I was like, "Hey, my man, do you know how?" Yes, go ahead. Come on, we got you. This is absurd. Yes, I understand what he's saying, and I get it. You don't necessarily need a split image in order to convey the whole message. You know what I'm saying? I understand what he was saying, but come on, dog. do you accept fan art from folks that have images of you that looks nothing like you? I doubt it. So why would you be okay with this? Literally in front of the stadium. No thanks. Pass.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Capicola on a couple of things that
Yeah.
you said there.
All right.
So I agree with you 100%
Okay.
up to everything except for him trying to save face for the organization.
Mm,
I don't owe the organization anything at this point. I don't play for you. You don't
that's
sign
true.
my checks.
That's true.
Look, we cool. We homies. That's what it is. Like there's
That's true.
nothing here. Y'all still making money off my jerseys, in y'all's shops or whatever. The least you could have done is
Mm.
get the statue right. This is not D Wade. This is Bob Wade. Like, I don't know who this nigga is.
No, that's
Looks like
Robert
PJ Tucker.
That
If I
is-
go out there, I'm like, this is PJ Tucker. I didn't know he played for the Heat. Like, what
I
are we
ain't know
doing
Lawrence
here?
Fishburne was playing
He
in the
even
NBA.
said that. This is like when it don't need to look like me. This is when you get roasted at a function. Like, where'd you buy that at? Like, you thought
Yeah.
that shirt was cool? It looked
Yeah.
good, don't it? And this is when niggas be like, this cost $700. That
Yeah.
don't mean that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that it looks good, bro. He's trying to
Yeah.
save face for himself because D Wade gets lit up quite frequently online,
For
and
sure.
this is another thing for people to just be like, more jokes, bro. You knew that wasn't. Come on, bro. And honestly, there have been statues. I think it was Syracuse. I forget his name. The running back for Syracuse, legendary running back. They had put Nikes on the statue, and they were like, he didn't have Nike cleats, so they went and they rechanged it. There's been many times where statues have been changed when things have not been accurate. So you're not telling me that you could not have changes. What irritates me about this is like, bro, we see the picture. You
Yeah.
literally see the head right there. You could out, man. Where's the little sculpting thing? I would be like, cut this off. Now this is me.
Yeah.
This would be one thing if this was like abstract art. Okay, don't have to look like you. But in this case,
Yeah.
bro, something that's going to live on
Yeah.
years from now. Because statues,
Yeah.
they be there forever unless they take them down.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna be like, this ain't D Wade.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Madam, what is it? Madam Atuse, whatever. Tufan. Yeah, that's right.
I know what you're talking about.
Their wax figures, they've definitely taken down wax figures after hearing the public response.
The Rocks?
This is the same thing. Sorry, Miami, but y'all got to do it again. Try it again. Try it again.
A city that is historically known for good-looking people who go there to make themselves be the most beautiful people on the planet. And this is what you do, D Wade. Come on, bro.
Especially to D Wade, who, dare I say, has been transitioned to a more stylistic, fashionista person. You know what I'm saying? For you to just go with the flow, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
You know what? You know who he got roasted the most by? The Banana Boat crew. That group tap between him, LeBron, Melo, and Chris Paul. Them roasts out of this world. And I guarantee
say Banana Boat. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Banana Buddies or whatever they call themselves.
Yeah.
I guarantee Chris Paul, Melo, and LeBron, my statue gonna look like me, nigga. I guarantee somebody put that in the text. Well, couldn't be me though.
Good luck.
In more entertaining news, the city of Atlanta is turning up right now. I got to say, this is one of those times where I wish I lived in Atlanta. I wish I was in Atlanta.
For the pretty beginning.
How many times did they play that song last night? They probably played
as many times as they played it in the courts. That's how many times. Okay. Your man,
he's out, y'all. He's out, y'all. He's out.
Thug tried his hardest not to bop in court. Okay.
He wanted to smile so bad. He wanted, but he had to read that speech.
He was like,
I am so sorry for the crimes.
I am so sorry that I greenlit and told folks to murder X amount of people. Like, come on.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Listen, I am not celebrating this at all right now. I do not, first of all, I do not want to see black men incarcerated in general. But somebody needs to, and I've asked this question before, but somebody needs to do a documentary about the transition from thugs and gangsters to rappers. This
Easy
is
money, man. It's that
absurd.
funneling of the bread. More than likely, it's like what goes together: drugs, music. What you do? You sell drugs. You like music? Yeah. You can rap? Maybe. Let's do it.
Oh my God. This is unheard of. But what's really unheard of is the terms that Young Thug agreed upon. This is
My God.
yeah, okay. So like here's the thing. People forget that this man was up for 120 was it 140?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. It was
Okay,
120
sure.
something. It was 100. It was a lot. It was a lot.
It was his natural life plus three. Plus three. Okay, how about that? Natural
Your life
life.
and 3 other niggas' lives.
Right. His life plus 3. And for him to only get 10, was it 10 years or 15 years? Excuse me.
It
15
was
years probation. 15 years probation is a miracle in itself.
Yeah,
they should be jumping up for joy. And all he had to do is to change his plea to guilty in order for him to do that. Granted, there are other stipulations, like, for instance, he can never visit Metro
10 years
Atlanta.
not being in Metro Atlanta, can only travel for work, music, or to make music, or if there are medical things, weddings. Let's see, has to do 4 presentations a year for every year of probation against gang violence and guns. Cannot have any contact with any of the gang members or co-defendants, with the exception of his brother and Gunna. And cannot promote gangs in any way. If there's any reason he violates any of that of the 15 years probation, it's a 20-year backlog, which is insane.
That do you not understand? Go ahead.
I look further into the when he comes to Atlanta, so he has to be out within 24 hours. So if he comes for said gang concert or whatever, you got 24 hours for your ass to leave the city.
So can he sing his previous songs at all?
That's a good question. I'm wondering how that works. Honestly, I wouldn't even want to risk it. I would be like, y'all sing them. We gonna play them. I'm gonna be on stage, but y'all gonna sing. That's I wouldn't want to take any risk to that. And the memes have been, at least the memes have been hilarious. They said he was gonna be singing nursery school rhymes. The one from Abbott Elementary where Quinta's ex-boyfriend was rapping, they played that one. It's just been.
And guess what? I'll be singing it too. I'll be singing it too. Whoever his lawyer is probably dancing too, because he's about to get
paid. His lawyer, his suit is gonna be hung up in the rafters. Like they're gonna put his tie in the lawyer hall of fame, because they're gonna be like, he had 40 years, and not only that, they gave him time committed, for the time he was already in there. So it's like, bro, you are the best lawyer, and the lawyer was like, he was willing to go sit in there with him, because you remember they was like, we're gonna put you in jail for like 7 days. He's like, cool, I'll eat that time with my client. It's like, you need more attorneys like that, you know?
Yeah, because he knows. Like he knew, because he was like, hey, I'm gonna fight for you. if this money is real, if this money is legit, I'm a fight for you.
He gets a Christmas present every year, like every year. I did see that Young Thug's dad was upset. It was like, and Kevin Lyles, a lot of other people in the industry were upset. He lives his entire life here, and I'm like, I don't know if y'all understand the gravity of the situation. Like, he could still be locked up. He don't have to be out. And honestly, I feel like those. I know you can't do this, but I feel like those are slaps in the face when people have been like, look, I don't have to let you go, but I did. If I was that judge, the ink is not dried. Since y'all want to talk shit, grab him, violate him. As soon as you step on the sidewalk, your shoelaces is untied. Get him, put him back in here. Like, what do y'all want? Like, he's out, he's free. Shut up and be happy. Just make sure that he doesn't do anything bad ever again.
So
and what's
that
crazy
means,
about this?
Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead. What's crazy about this thing is it's not like you're like other dudes who come out with nothing. You got means, bro.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be in Atlanta. There's LA, there's Vegas, there's New York. There's tons of places you can go and still have a great quality of life. Cut it out.
Yeah. I mean, this is a no-brainer to me. Get the hell out of ATL. That's number one.
I mean, you can bring the strip clubs with you, bro.
Yeah, get the hell out of ATL. That's number one. Go and replace your whole team except for Gunna. That's it. Like, literally replace your whole team. And dare I say, ask Gucci Man, hey Gucci, what did you do in your first hey Snoop, hey Gunna, what did you do your first couple years after you got a second chance at life? I'm gonna follow your steps, because ain't no way they gonna catch me anywhere close to anything that I was doing prior to this. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be
for real. Straight
I feel like it should be Young Thug before and Young Thug after, because
you gotta change the name.
Yeah,
you gotta change the name. Young T.
Yeah.
That's my name.
Yeah.
Young T. I can't go by Young Thug no more, or Young Thugarius. It's got to be
Yeah.
something to where it's like there's
You
no
gotta
thuggery
go
going
back
on
to
over
that
here.
dress and put your name back on that motherfucker. Tremici whatever his real name is.
He's got to go by the government. It's Young Government. That's what you got to go by. Like, I mean, it's, you know what? That album is going to be fire though. That first album. I know. We're not supposed to celebrate when niggas come out of jail. Cause look at Big Meech. I know these niggas have done terrible things in the community.
Here we go.
I know these things.
Here we go.
But that first album, Boogie, when you hear the, you know Boogie.
He's gonna be saying, "Got tired."
I'm out, y'all.
he gonna rearrange all his lyrics. He's like, "Y'all thought I was in for jail, but I'm not anymore."
Like, this is, and I get it. I'm a civilian. A civilian. Boogie's a civilian too.
Yeah.
But if I was a street nigga, he would be on my Mount Rushmore. The nigga didn't tell. And I know we're not supposed to glorify those things, but for the people that do, like, you are on the Mount Rushmore.
Because best believe if it was me, I'm gonna go ahead and tell my friends right now. Damn, they got you, dog.
Out so quick.
They got you, dog. They got you, dog. My bad. How they got you, my man?
I don't know who tell it. I don't know. So you got a chink in the armor, my boy.
Yeah, you gotta check with your people, man.
Somebody snitching. YSL. He can no longer. It's like, look, Young saving lives. That's what we doing. Young saved lives out here. That's what you got to change. No longer Young Slime Life. Whatever other acronyms you could think of. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But also.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, speaking of Young Thugger, we also heard other good news. Weird face rapper YFN
this dog face nigga
will also be returning home as well.
Every day we lit. He also didn't tell. They're both enemies. Well, that's the other crazy part. Both them niggas are sworn enemies in Atlanta, and neither one of them told on either one of each other. If I'm that judge, you know what's crazy? Because he's got to do four benefit concerts against drugs and violence. You got to have him and YFN Lucci on the same stage, just like how the Bloods and the Crips tie the rags up. We ain't beefing no more. It's got to be one of them. It's got to be one of them to bring the whole city of Atlanta. You can have strippers. Every strip club, they're going to be twerking. It's like, YFN Lucci and Young Thug, they cool now, you know?
Yeah. So
also, I gotta say, I gotta tip my hat to these acronyms, you know. YFN, young fly nigga. I gotta say, like, you guys are very smart. YBN, Young Boss Niggas. Like, I love the acronyms. I do love them.
Yeah. Hey.
Let's keep this thing rolling because some of y'all might say y'all niggas are tripping, over here celebrating
Not
the
me.
thuggery.
Not me.
Who's tripping for you this week, Books?
I will say, just to add on one more time for that one, I do feel bad for Mariah.
Man, the jokes for her.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say, take some Advils prior to.
She's gonna have to stretch, maybe a little. What is it? What is the Nova? What's the stuff for the toothaches and all that stuff? She's gonna have no Mario coins left. A la to your background, there will be no Mario coins left in her coin pouch.
That box will definitely be beat. So the next she's not gonna be crying no more. Now that I can't trust you. Okay. She trusts you now, okay?
Yo, that was the quickest set she had in New York. She was like, I don't care about this set. My man's out of prison. Let's go.
Like, let me take this quick jet real quick.
Man, gassed up with a quick. Oh, he out? Okay.
Say less. Anyway, no, Maya Niggas is tripping is going out to another nigga that is dare I say
frequently.
But I'm gonna throw both of them. I'm gonna throw both.
I was gonna ask you when you said that. I was gonna ask you, were you gonna give it to both? And you did.
Yeah.
So.
I'm definitely gonna throw it out to DJ Envy and his wife Gia Casey. They're facing backlash right now after dressing their 8-year-old daughter Brooklyn as Lil' Kim for Halloween. Now, if you haven't seen it by now, I don't know if it's still on their pages, but they reenacted they reenacted Lil' Kim's Crush on You video. Crush on You video, and DJ Envy was a rapper. And instead of Gia being Little Kim, they chose Little Brooklyn to reenact Lil' Kim's lines. Now, not only did she reenact Lil' Kim's lines, but she wore a red fur coat and had a matching bodysuit complete with cutouts. Okay. What are we doing now? Like, what exactly are we doing? And then DJ Envy had the nerve to record himself calling Little Kim to show Lil' Kim what Brooklyn was wearing to say, look, she's dressed just like you. Guys, we gotta stop. Like, we gotta stop. If you're gonna have your child dress as Lil' Kim, was the cutouts even necessary, my guy? Was the cutouts necessary? Was it needed? Did she need to wear a swimsuit? You could have just gave her a red dress. You know what I'm saying? Just we would have known it. I promise you, we would have known that was who she was going for. You know what I'm saying? Her. They also had, London dress up as Aaliyah. That was appropriate. I thought that was nice. That was cool. But when, there are crazy people on the internet and in these streets, and literally, you are giving them more reasons, honestly, to sexualize your child. We gotta do better. Like that was just, when I saw it, I was just like,
you want to boo this man? You want to big dummy?
Away. Boo him, big dummy.
Said big dummy.
What are we doing?
What about some lashes? Does this kind of qualify for lashes?
Lash him up.
I sentence you to 4,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man.
I couldn't agree with you more. This is I was just so disgusted. It was just, when I first saw it, it was cringe. It was just like, why would you do this? Little Kim is a phenomenal artist. she's a phenomenal adult artist that many people have sexualized. So that alone should already eliminate that being a children's costume. That alone should eliminate that. The only time that I would say you should ever address your child like Little Kim would have probably been when she was on She's All That. That's probably the most wholesome Little Kim character that I can ever remember. Also shows how old I am that I can remember Little Kim being on She's All That. Google it. It just makes no sense to me that this went over the heads of two adults. Quite frequently, if we roll the tape, DJ Envy is always on the side of idiocracy. He always does stupid shit like this. And when people are like, hey, bro, you should probably take this down, he don't do it. He keeps it. I'm just gonna double down. Just keep it up there for y'all to just, like you said, for Purge and everyone else to see my child online. Like, cut it out, bro.
Yeah.
Would have made way more sense, like you said, Boogie, to have Gia be Little Kim. Because if I'm not mistaken, in this, Envy was playing Biggie. And if my memory serves me correctly, Biggie and Little Kim were in a relationship, a sexual relationship, and a whole bunch of other things. So you being the rapper and having your daughter play Little Kim, that's just weird, bro.
It's just odd.
And would have made way more sense if it was you and your wife. Like, cut it out, man. Stop it.
Not cool. Not cool at all. But yeah, and you know what? I really am not interested in hearing the reasoning by it. Because I know they're going to bring it up on their show on Monday. I could care less. Just remove the video. And
you already know he's going to backpedal so fast. This is my child, and you guys should worry about your own children. Don't worry about we're good over here. And somehow it's going to be you guys are broke, because that's what all people do who got money. Whenever you call them out about being accountable for things, where it's like, you shouldn't put some of this stuff on Beyonce's internet. Well, you're broke, so don't worry about what we do over here. It's like, bro,
you put it out there, so do better.
Exactly.
Anyway. Who do you have for your niggas is tripping?
My niggas is tripping is going to DDG, which, I mean, a lot of people give him that on a regular basis. This brother was arguing with a kid online, and everybody knows when you go live, it's crazy on there. Everybody's cussing everybody out, gets quite racist and everything. The one thing that you should not do is argue with a child, and he forgot that number one rule. Boogie, can you roll that beautiful bean footage? Short but funny video, y'all.
I'll show you 5 mil. Nigga, listen. Fuck, nigga. That's why your daddy don't want you, nigga. You're a badass kid. You don't get no money. You don't get no fucking money. You on a fucking gang. You need to take your bitch ass to sleep. You take your bitch ass to sleep. Take your bitch ass to sleep. Nigga, take your bitch ass to sleep. And get ready for food.
He beat you up, nigga. Hey, Shay Frost took your bitch and he beat you up. Stink my fast, nigga. Yo. Bitch ass boy. Suck that shit up, puss ass nigga.
Put your daddy on the fucking mic, nigga.
Fuck the Shay Frost. Go get your bitch back.
Your ass stand up. You better go to school tomorrow. Oh, it's like the DDG. Y'all look. Shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
Go get your bitch back. Go get your bitch back.
You middle.
Go get your bitch back.
That bitch stupid. That boy say the Shay think your bitch. Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Couple of things here. So a lot of this started. The little dude was roasting him about his young lady. A lot of you know that he's no longer with Halle Bailey. Little kids, they just ain't shit. 99% of the time, little kids ain't shit, and they know they ain't shit, and they know you can't hit them, you can't do anything back to them. It doesn't matter that he was saying you ain't got no money. None of that matters. You got owned by a little kid that cusses very well. Shouldn't be cussing like that for one. Let me just go out there and say that.
That was high level, top pristine profanities.
Yeah.
The way that he was just slinging those epithets. What the hell?
someone in his house cusses very well, and he has soaked all that up, and he was like, this is my moment, and I'm going to fire that ass up. And he did. There's no amount of, even if he did bring his daddy on the line, what is that gonna do?
They're gonna be
He
like,
already got home.
And
I side with him. I agree. Go get your lady back.
Continue.
It's just like, bro, one, I'm not arguing online with no adults, but I definitely am not arguing with no youth. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, he definitely missed the mark for sure, DDG. Yeah. You, of all people, should know. First off, even if it's not a live stream, in person, when I see little kids and they want to talk, I shut it up. I cut. I walk away because I already know kids are, first of all, they're going to definitely say what's on their mind. They have no filter. And they will make it a point to dig into those feelings
and twist that knife. Kids gonna twist the knife. If there's one thing about a kid, they gonna twist that knife.
They find joy in tears. They really do. They find joy in tears. And dare I say, the main reason why DDG was eating that pizza was hold back them tears.
Yeah, it was just like, bro, just hit the end button. Hit the end button. Like, why are you still sitting here being bludgeoned to death here? Like, I don't get it. But, well, that wasn't me.
Yeah. Good luck.
Much like you, like when I see little kids and or these young niggas, I go the other direction. Like, I just don't have the energy, man.
Yeah.
Like if I pull into a gas station, there's a bunch of young niggas just pumping gas or at the door, I'm like, there's got to be another station, like at least another mile down the road.
I learned that a long time ago. I'm talking about when I used to take the public trans all the time. When I take the bus, and I used to see, because I remember how I was in high school. I remember how I was in grade school. Now, when I got into college and I was still on the bus, you know what I'm saying? Like that feels different when you start to see young kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I can already tell they gonna pull out my insecurities real quick. Clearly it's on my face for some reason, and they know exactly what it is, and they will pinpoint it and come after you. So why even do that to yourself? Remove yourself from the situation overall.
Expeditiously. What was that joke Lil Ray was talking about being on the bus? Them little kids was roasting him. Man, that's exactly what you were talking about. That's
exactly. I remember that to a T. Like, and sometimes I feel like he was talking to me. I was like, have you had a conversation with me with my experience? Because that's exactly what happened.
It's because you grew up in Chicago.
Yeah.
And certain cities where there's just use where it's like, I don't want no smoke. Here's $5. So you just leave me alone. Unc is cool. He gave us $5. Chicago, young niggas. It's just Chicago, Detroit, even Atlanta. The water boys in Atlanta. I'm like, look, Chief, take the money. I don't even want the water. Just leave me alone. That's how I feel about some of these dudes. Like, what?
Yeah.
Foolishness.
They need to go into the debate class because the way that they be quick with their responses, my God.
A water boy will finesse you out that water with that money with a quickness. You right. They debate team won every meet in the county. Yo, let's get to the final topic and we'll be up out of here.
It's the final topic. It's the final topic.
Crocs, everyone loves them, but not these schools. So schools across the country are cracking down on Crocs with bans in at least 12 states. While the distractions from Gibbet's charms plays a role, the main concern is safety. Kids are tripping themselves with their Crocs. The move says it could also impact Croc sales, which have tripled in the last 4 years. The memes have been hilarious, Boogie. What says you? Are you a Croc fan? What's I don't know if I've ever asked you that.
I would say I'm indifferent with Crocs.
Okay, why?
First of all, I don't have Crocs, but my partner has a Croc. He has Crocs. I bought Crocs for him for something, either Christmas or his birthday or whatnot, because he wanted some Crocs. And I wear his Crocs from time to time, and they're a little clunky, I will say. And I do find myself tripping over myself as well, because they're huge, because his feet is bigger. But I don't see the big hoopla of the Crocs, because it's not more comfortable than my regular slides that I have, or it's nothing is really stand out for Crocs, outside of adding the charms and really customizing your Crocs. Outside of that,
it's a man for you.
Yeah, I could care less. So
I feel you. Of course, I'm a Croc guy. I am a Croc guy. I tried to be a Birkenstock guy, but they're just too painful. Could not get with the stocks. So it's Crocs for life, man. Real niggas wear Crocs. But I will say this: they are dangerous. There has been many of times where I have been in the grocery store and I have damn near tripped. If it was not for me holding on to the cart, I would have face planted. Like them things. I don't know if it's like, like when your tires get worn down, you got to change it. Like you got bald tires. I don't know if it's like the Crocs are bald. I wonder if that's what it is. And you don't like that grip on the floor. So it's just like, they also squeak a lot when they kind of get worn down. So I'm like, I wonder if that's what it is. But I get it. But also, they weren't in sport mode. So I feel like if the kids put their Crocs in sport mode, that will probably keep you from tripping. You ain't going to trip if you put them in sport mode. Crocs were not meant. That's why they put the thing on. That's why they put sport mode there. They weren't meant for you to put them in the front.
The fact that y'all call it sport mode when it's just a band that go behind the back of your ankle. Come on, y'all.
You have not bought into, clip that, you have not bought into the Croc Life boogie. That's what it is. You just have not bought into it. Once you buy into it, look, you put your feet in to an actual size that actually fits you, not some that are over your size.
Yeah.
And then you lock that sport mode and you're going to be, oh, I get it.
I'm gonna need more, because you know what it is. I'm gonna need more little. What are those little bumps at the inside, the insole? Like
the little bumps, the little feet bumps.
Yeah, because I wear me. I wear insoles in all my shoes. I pull out the regular inserts that they have on shoes because I'm a high arch person.
Okay.
I have a high arch. That's what I
so
can't.
You like those Adidas ones that have them little hard. You like those the ones.
I remember those Adidas. I had those. They literally look like those Pumas. Yep. They look like Pumas, to tell you the truth. Those high arch. I have to wear those because I'm not a flat-footed person. I can't
like
do flat-foot. Birkenstocks, I have a Birkenstock-esque pair of shoe, sandals that I can deal with. I do have a Birkenstock.
They got that weird lip in it. So I'm like, if you like that higher arch, that's why I'm like, you might like the Birks.
Yeah, I also just don't like how hard Birkenstocks can be, because it'll cut up the back of your ankle, the side of your foot. Sometimes if it's worn, if your foot ain't worn perfectly.
People are like, you didn't bring them in. You got to wash them, then dry them, then wear them, then put them in the snow. And it's like, if I got to do all that to wear some shoes, I don't want them.
That's how people feel about Ugg boots. Make sure you spray them down, because if you don't spray them with the distance, then you're going to mess up the fur. But isn't that why I bought Uggs? So they can be
coincidentally, you are right. Like the whole point of the shoe was so they could take on snow, but now people are like, you got to spray them down so they look nice. You're absolutely. I've never thought about it like that.
Isn't that the point of me? Like, because my mother bought me a pair of Uggs, and she was like, "Now don't forget to spray." I was like, "What the hell is the whole point of this? What's the whole point of getting these Uggs for?"
Process. You got to spray it, then you got to brush in a circle. It's like, oh my God, I just want to wear the shoes.
Yeah.
Why do y'all make material on shoes that we got to do all? It's like, bro, they supposed
I
to
don't buy nothing suede no more. I promise you.
No suede,
because
no
of
Nubic.
yeah, because of my experience with Uggs, I promise you, you will not get a boot, you will not get a heel, you will not get a shoe that's suede for me. Not for me.
Like I had a pair of Clarks, love Clarks. It's that suede Nubic, sprayed them, treated them well. The one spot that apparently did not get treated, the one time I'm doing stand-up, I spill a little bit of beer on there and everyone can see it right in the middle. And I'm like, what is the point of waterproofer? You didn't waterproof this one? I was like, I hate you guys. I really hate you. I do. I just also be right. You know, this is a pretty random ass hide. But you know, I'm just like, hey, strap up your Crocs, do what you gotta do. You want me no tripping. But before we get up out of here, Boogie, it's time for the nothing blunt fact. What you're saying? Oh my God, he's high. Quite possibly. Or I know what you're saying. Like this guy here just hit me with a hell of a fact. So here we go. The sky's the limit. Really, not even the sky. Probably the moon. But you can't say the sky's the limit when people are on the moon. I'm going to say that again for all of y'all who ain't quite understanding. The sky's the limit, really. Not even the sky. Probably the moon. But also, you can't say the sky's the limit when people are on the moon. You know who said that, Boogie? Do you know who said that?
Nope.
There's actually two quotes that I combined into one to stretch it out. But do you know who said those quotes?
I do not.
Famous Jameis Winston, arguably the greatest
funniest dude alive.
Arguably the greatest pep talk, pre-game, post-game speech giver, the greatest soundbite clip person in the history of sports. Jameis Winston is the nothing blunt fact for this week. I gotta tell you, if I played on any of Jameis, they say I'll run through a brick wall for that guy. That's Jameis Winston. I would be like, you don't even on the team, Nate. You the equipment manager. I know. His messages are just so powerful. I gotta be here. Like that would be me.
I will say I did see a clip of one of his teammates telling him on a podcast. He was like, "Hey, speak like Jameis," and he was like, he did this one pep talk where he was like, "You remember when your mama woke up in the morning and made some biscuits, and those biscuits was fresh, and you remember your mama told you not to look in the oven, but you did it anyway, and open up the oven, and how that heat hit you when you was smelling them biscuits. Well, that's how we gonna get into the Steelers' butt. Let's go." What in the world?
I remember that because the nigga behind him was looking in the huddle like, what? This makes no sense, but yeah, that's my quarterback.
I mean, come on now. He has so many great quotables, and what's so amazing is this is how he genuinely acts.
Yes, he's been this way his entire. They showed him in college when he went back in high school and showed where he lived. He's been this way his entire life. Like
respect. I fucks with that.
And you know, he's a ordained minister.
Oh,
so
I can see that.
He's out here doing weddings, and I'm like, you know what? How much is Jameson's rate? Because he gonna bless us for the lifetime of quotes.
That's real.
Dearly beloved, we gathered here between this man, this woman. They're gonna run the play of life, and as they get down the field, I'm gonna tell you right now, brother. Sometimes the opposing, they might try to sack you, but you got to make sure you get the ball to your lady right here down the field. You know what I'm saying? Duly beloved. That's probably how
does he curse?
I don't know, but I feel like if he did cuss, it would be really funny.
Oh, okay.
You know, he probably finds a way, like Sinbad. Like I don't curse, but I say things to let you know that I do when I'm not in the public. That's probably what he does.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Anyway, shout out to the day ones. Like, subscribe on all your podcast platforms. We appreciate you for checking in on this episode. It's been a fun episode. It's been a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, we kind of mixed up for y'all. You know, it is what it is. Yeah. Like, subscribe on all your podcast platforms. What you got for them, Boogie?
We did mix it up. It's been a nice little topsy turvy, giving you all the mixed bags of content for sure. As always, don't forget to smash that bell to be notified as soon as our content drops. And also just, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell that friend to tell that friend. So they should be listening and watching our podcast as well.
It's podcast for friends. Tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends. I got nothing enough because Boogie said it all. I'm Nate Galloway.
I'm Adrian Bradenberg.
And this is your favorite late night podcast that we sometimes shoot during the days late night. Adrian.
Peace out, y'all.